Hey everyone, my name's Jamie Pretzi. I'm a real estate agent in Miami and Miami Beach, and today I'm going to talk to you about how to be competitive in a bidding war. But first, before I get started with that, I just want to tell you thank you so much for tuning in every single week. We just want to be a resource for you, and I hope that we can provide you with some great information throughout the year. We do put out new videos every single week. I also do daily Instagram stories and tips, so make sure you follow us at The Pretzis on Instagram, on Facebook at The Pretzis, and if you're watching us from YouTube, hit the subscribe button so you never miss another update. Okay, let's get started. So, you've saved your money, you've got your pre-approval letter, you're out looking at houses, everyone's telling you it's a great time to buy, and then all of a sudden you notice the same buyers coming to every single showing and open house. What's happening? I don't know why it is, but every single time we have a buyer who is looking to purchase a property, there also tends to be another handful of buyers that are looking at the same properties. It's just because there's certain price points that people go into, and there's always a handful of buyers looking at those similar price points. And honestly, it does not matter if you're in a buyer's market or a seller's market, it happens every single time. Some of our neighborhoods are in deep seller markets. That means there's not enough inventory for the amount of buyers out there. If you find yourself in one of those neighborhoods, you better be ready to compete. Some neighborhoods, not as much, but still you always find those handful of buyers that are out looking at the same time as you. So let's talk about how to be competitive and get your offer accepted. Number one, make sure you are working with an experienced real estate agent. Of course, Jamie, you're going to say that. The thing is that you have to make sure that you have the experience behind you, because as your agent, I need to be able to convey to the seller side that I know what I'm doing, and I want them to feel confident going under contract with your team. It's important, and it's important that we can present an offer in that way and be confident that we know what we're doing to help everyone get to the finish line. If you need financing, you have a pre-approval letter with all of the lender's contact information on it, and you also need to let your lender know that someone is probably going to be calling to verify that pre-approval letter. There is nothing worse than not being able to reach a lender or not find the information as the seller side, when I'm on the seller side and I can't reach them, because then I start questioning, is this a valid approval? How are we going to reach the lender when we're under contract? So it's just very important that you send over a pre-approval letter with all of that valid information. Next, find out what's the pricing for that neighborhood. Sometimes people just want to offer a lower price because they want to offer a lower price, but if the property is priced for what it should sell for, that doesn't necessarily mean that you should offer a lower price, especially if you find yourself in a bidding war. So what I like to do for our buyers is do a deep analysis on the pricing for that neighborhood, and if the property is priced correctly, then we need to talk about the pros and cons of offering less or not. Next, keep your offer simple and clean. Don't write a bunch of junk on the offer. People don't like that, and when you find yourself in a bidding war, you want to make sure that you have a nice, clean, and presentable offer. Also, when I say simple and clean, maybe you want to consider shortening the inspection period. Our default inspection time on the contract that most of us use here is around 15 days, and I would say generally speaking, we, on even normal offers, shorten that time period a little bit to show that you are ready to get going quickly. You're not going to hold the property off the market for 15 days and then cancel on the end. It's all about making you look like a very strong offer who is ready to go under contract, get stuff done, get inspections done, and move forward very quickly. Next, make sure that you have your escrow deposit ready. You have a decent deposit going with that contract. It's very important that you understand sort of the local customs on the offer process here. I know that in other parts of the United States, they put down a lot less deposits than what we do here. So have a conversation with us and make sure that we're on the same page with that, because if you put down a really low deposit with the offer, typically some of the sellers and their agents will think that you're not a super serious buyer. One important thing that people often overlook is the seller's timeline to close. So what I like to do is reach out to the seller's agent and ask them, what are they expecting in terms of time to close? Sometimes they need a little bit extra time. Sometimes they need to close faster because they're also buying another property. So it's very important, which is also why you want to use an experienced agent, that we have a conversation with the seller's agent so that we can have a discussion and best put together a really good offer based on some of the seller expectations, as long as they're in line with what you're able to do. But there is nothing wrong with having a conversation about those timelines so that we can put in timelines that the sellers like, as long as it goes with your timelines that match your needs. And usually, very often, we can negotiate that and make it work for everyone. One last thing is make sure that you're diplomatic. And the reason why I say this is because even if we get your offer accepted, if it's all handled in kind of like a not so nice and testy manner, always remember they have backup offers that can come back around and swoop in if we're not able to negotiate. So I highly recommend that if we get your offer accepted, to stay very diplomatic throughout the process so that you get what you want and we're able to get everyone over to the finish line, and on the end everyone feels like it's a win-win. If you have more questions about how to get your offer accepted in a bidding war, let me know. I'm more than happy to help you. And if you would like to meet us for a free buyer consultation, direct message me at 305-793-8965. I'm always here to be a resource for you. Have a great day.